CHSI, how's CHSI Tech doing? So what we look like right now as a company coming into or finishing up 2018, we've added 9 new customers so far in 2018. So that's pretty exciting. We've also added 4 new employees, and we're currently experiencing about 20% year-over-year growth, which is really good for us as an organization. So we thank all of you for that, most definitely. But we also wanted to let everybody know that we're on the right trajectory. You know, things are going well within the organization, and we're healthy, and we continue to grow. We moved into a new office building, been about 1.5 years now, and I know that not everybody's had a chance to get out to the office and see it. I know some of you guys have. So we put together a little video so we can show you what the new office building looks like here. And let me find my mouse and click this. And don't make fun of me. Hi, everybody. We know that not everyone's had a chance to see where we are and where we do the things that we do. So we're going to walk through, see everybody in their natural habitats. Rich is helping me out. He's doing the video, and enjoy. Letitia's worked with us for 14 years now. So boardroom, we got a map with all of our customers on it. Pretty cool. That's Yaska. She's one of our developers. Might meet her tomorrow, perhaps, or later today. Elijah, Mike, of course, he's doing a session. Todd, he has a headache today. Staff photos. That's a regular afternoon. This is our dev and implementation support area here. Daniel in his natural habitat. That's Tucker. We are a dog-friendly office. That's where Colin lives. Cody, DevOps. The Batcave, yeah. That's my office. Rich took a long video of my office. And the toys. So it's yeah. Exactly. So just a real quick office tour there. Thought that'd be interesting. So if you guys haven't seen where we live, what we do, just something for that. Yeah, cool. Let's see what else we got here. Nope. Keep going. Okay, yeah, so what do our customer base look like currently for the organization? We have now just over 60 insurance programs that we're working with. That's getting up there. 38 of them are workers' comp programs. As most of you know, that's where we cut our teeth, is in the workers' comp side, so we do a lot of work on the workers' comp side. And then 16 public entity pools, and there's a handful of you guys here today, so thank you for representing the public entity pool people. 5 captives, and then 2 other. We've got an association that we work with, and we've got a TPA that we work with. So interesting. But they're just in the other bucket right now because they're not here. Let's see. So what's the product roadmap look like where we've come to so far this year, and some milestones that we've done with the Connections product. A big one for us is Azure SQL. Okay, so and Rich will talk a little bit more about this because I'm going to probably mess this up. But what we did is we moved away from Microsoft SQL Server on servers in Microsoft's Azure cloud environment to their Azure SQL Service. So now we're using the database as a service, right? So, which allows it to expand much more rapidly. We don't have to spin up servers and things like that, right? It just click buttons and things happen bigger, stronger, faster.
Basically, it's the same as normal SQL, except instead of us managing multiple machines, they'll scale up as many more machines as we need them. We had some big growth over the past 3 months, and within a few minutes, we had doubled our capacity for servicing customer data. So that's the advantage of the cloud. We could, no matter how big or how fast our customers grow, we can grow as big as Microsoft can be in probably 3rd largest company in the planet.
Yeah,
it's there's a lot of available growth there.
Yep. Exactly. Another big initiative for us, although it's going a lot slower than we'd like, is the user experience and the interface inside of Connections enhancement. We continue to roll out new features. We're going to talk about one here today. And Mike, he's our user experience architect. He's going to be doing a session later on this afternoon. But it's something that we're taking serious. It's not just a refresh of Connections. We're not just taking existing pages and making them look newer and prettier. We're actually rebuilding the entire site. Rich calls it Connections 2.0, although it's just part of Connections, I guess.
Yeah, it's an in-place upgrade.
Yeah, there you go, in-place upgrade. So, but it's a big job, and it's something that that we're going to continue to work on as we go through. So. Pay attention to the release notes. You'll see as we do updates on that. If you're not on our release notes and it's something that you'd like to have, come see me afterwards. I'll add you to the distribution list. You can always access the release notes through Connections as well. So when you log into Connections, the first page, underneath our little articles that we publish from time to time, there's a link that says release notes. So you can pop in there at any time and read through those and my snarky prose. Agent portal. We've spent a lot of time and effort putting together a new agent portal as well with our good friends over at Cimarron Insurance, and Tim and Trevor are going to be talking some about that. Is that today as well? About that agency portal also. So that's a really interesting initiative that we've got going on, and some of you might be interested in more about that as well. Okay, so what's coming for 2019? So how do we develop out our product roadmap? Basically, we get together in a room and we talk about, what our customers are talking about and things that we need to do, what we'd like to do to the product. And that brings us up to about September with what I'm going to show you. But what I'll also be doing probably in October is I'll be reaching out to some of the key folks at your offices that I work with and say, hey, what do you guys need? I'm going to call Rick. Hey, Rick, what's important to you? I'm going to call Tyler. Tyler, hey, what's important to you? And we're going to have a conversation about that as the product. And then I'm going to take that information back to my product team, and we're going to have another conversation about how we can start pushing some of these things into the product as well that are important to customers.
I just wanted to comment that this meeting is pretty influential on how we define this, because for the next 3, 4, 6 months, we'll be bringing up, oh, hey, while we were here at night, around, drinking or whatever, I talked to, this customer and he really wanted this, or they're excited about this. And that's a big part. So it
carries weight.
So keep that in mind. Like if there's something you want, bring it up when someone's pretty intoxicated, they might agree to it. So.
You'll find I'm very agreeable. So let's see. So what are we looking at? So Izenda. Izenda is our business intelligence and ad hoc reporting tool that's inside of Connections. Some of you might remember this from the meeting last year. So it's a tool that we have inside of Connections. We've made some enhancements to Connections prior to this meeting. But what we want to do is start rolling this out to more and more customers. So we want to give it to you guys free for 6 months if you want to use it. Anybody that wants to use it, we just got to turn it on. And with that, we're going to help you set it up. We're going to do some training. Get you in front of it. So charts, graphs, dashboards, letters, things like that. It's an ad hoc reporting tool inside of Connections. We really want to try to get some more adoption out of this. So Urias McCullough, wave at everybody, Urias. There's Urias back there. He's going to be spearheading this effort along with Megan over there. I think she's going to be helping Urias because she keeps Urias on track. And we're going to, again, just be rolling that out. So Urias is going to be talking more about this tomorrow, right? I think we have 2 sessions, and I'll talk about the session tracks tomorrow with Izenda.
There's been a little bit of a chicken and egg problem with Izenda, whereas we've had it for well over a year now, and we were like, okay, great. When someone asks for dashboards or someone asks for something to use it, then great. It'll just be like you guys asking for a crystal report or anything like that. But if you don't know what it can do, you can't even ask for it.
Yeah, so one of the powerful things with data, and Stan mentioned it, and something that his team, I think, does really well, they know the proper questions to ask of their data, right? If you're not prepared to ask the questions from your data, you're not going to know how to get the answers and use tools like this. So that's something we're going to see if we can help everybody out with as well. But if you have more questions about Izenda, please see myself or Urias or Rich. And again, we're going to talk more about it tomorrow. Also in 2019, we're going to continue to develop out that agent portal. Tim and Trevor will be talking about that a little bit more, but we want to continue to iterate on that, add new features, and really push that out into the marketplace. I know it's not applicable to everybody in the room, but if you have questions about it, we'll definitely be speaking more to that.
Don't just check your email or whatever because you're like, I don't need an agency portal. What we're doing to the agency portal is what we're doing to the version 2.0 of the member portal. So if you don't have a member portal and you don't have an agency portal, I guess check the email. But otherwise, pay close attention to what the agency portal looks like, how it feels, and what it can do, because we're going to be doing that for our members as well.
Yep. That's actually a couple of slides up, I think.
Just want to give the context, not to ignore that.
You're jumping ahead.
Yeah.
Another project that we started working on, we call it the Connections Policy Data Sheet. So not all of our customers are policy customers. So not everyone's using the full underwriting components inside of Connections, though they still issue policies or need to track policies. So what we're doing is we're building out a very configurable workspace within Connections that allows a user to really, we're calling it Policy Data Sheet, but you can put any data in this thing you want. You can build out categories and subcategories. You can develop out grids like an Excel spreadsheet. You can build tab sets, record all of your data in there. We can import data into it. The data is stored policy year over policy year, so it has a historical preservation of the data, which is really nice. And the way we're building it so it's going to be really easy to report out of too, because that's going to be important, right? So maybe, I don't know, who can I pick on? MPA folks, you guys have 16 or 20 cities in your program, and issuing policies is probably not that big a deal because you do 20 of them a year, but you want a place to store all of that data, which lines of coverage each city has, what their limits are, and all of that stuff. And you'll be able to use a tool like this to build it out yourself, store the data, and then historically, year over year, you can output it into reports or just have at-a-glance information without having to dig through spreadsheets or customer files and things like that. This is something that I've got some images. So if anybody wants to see what it's looking like now, I can show you some of the stills that Mike has developed. But it hasn't come out of dev yet to where we can show it on a
Mike has a whole video of it. So he's going to be showing off actually using it. And the big thing here is you're going to be able to add any fields. And the big picture is you're going to be able to pull in data from the rest of the system into this spot. So if you want to build a screen for your, for your support team, for your claims admin, whoever, and you want to show certain different fields on that one place so they don't have to click around, you're going to be able to build anything you want as far as what you can see per tab, and it's going to enable as of reporting in a way that ultimately is going to tie into the Azenda system, because it's going to be so easy to extract from here. Because even the Azenda system, we're like, okay, hey guys, you can build any charts, graphs you want. You just have to kind of know the 640 tables that we have. Well, this system was built to be reported from. So it's going to be kind of like the glue in the middle that makes everything easier for you to get the data you need when you need it.
Yeah. And then we've got that policyholder portal. So what Rich was talking about earlier, taking that agency portal and using it to really replace the existing policyholder portal or member portal, depending on what type of organization you are. It's going to be very modern. It's going to be responsive. It's going to have additional features, and we're really looking forward to that too. What I mean by responsive is it's going to work on different form factors of devices, so you'll be able to easily access it on your phone screen, your tablet screen, your computer screen. So.
It doesn't just shrink or zoom, right? That's where the pages actually literally rewrap themselves, so that if you're on a big screen, you might see 2 or 3 columns, but if you're on a phone, it's just 1 column. So that's the important part about responsive. People are like, well, yeah, I've had this since 1998. No, then it was like you just zoomed, and on your phone it looks super tiny. No, this is actually going to look good on every screen. That's the important part.
Yep. Evaluate. So Evaluate is our little loss control tool that we have in Connections. Everybody really likes Evaluate for what it does. We really want to try to drive more adoption in organizations and use of it. For those that aren't familiar with it, Evaluate is a site checklist tool for doing safety surveys and things like that. What we want to do with Evaluate is really kind of move towards a progressive web app with that, which allows for things like offline capabilities. So it's still a website, but if you don't have an internet connection, you can still access it and use it, right? And when you get that internet connection, it's going to put the data in the right spots. And again, very modern, very responsive. And again, it works well with the front-end suite of connections with the CRM tool. So you have all your member data, notes and calendars and tasks and all of those features, and then a tool like Evaluate as well. So
I think 15 out of 20 people, when they're going to leave the room and they're never going to know what progressive web app means again. But the important thing to remember about progressive web app, the way to think about it is it's just a website that you can install to your home screen like any other icon without going through the App Store. So your employees won't have to go to an app store and download something. All they do is go to the website address and just click add, and it'll add it to the home screen like a just normal app.
Yeah, Google and Microsoft are really pushing progressive web apps heavily. I think Apple's starting to get on the bandwagon too, though. Anything that keeps people from going into their store, they're trying to shy away from, right? Because that cuts into their revenue. But the other nice thing about the progressive web apps, it's a website, so you'll load it up as a website. Like I think if you go to app.lyft.com or something like that, that's a progressive website. Instagram has a progressive web app now as well. You're in there, it loads up like a website, and it'll ask you if you want to install it, which is kind of cool. And it drops a nice little icon on your desktop. The other neat thing is it supports notifications as well. Mm-hmm. So the website will be able to deliver notifications, rich notification features like apps that are installed on your device. So interesting tech. And Rich.
Okay, so Connections 2.0, when you see the agency portal and you see kind of how it looks and how it feels, especially some of the things with when you see the video Mike's going to show of using the new policy data holder, what are you calling it? Policy data sheet?
Policy data sheet.
I always call it policy data sheet. I know it's just like Microsoft comes with different marketing terms.
We're horrible at naming things.
We're bad. It's very German. Like, let's just add every possible word that defines what it means. Okay, so when you watch how it works and how it feels, that flow is going to be what we're going to be doing throughout the site. So that policy data sheet is going to be inside the client screen. So you're in client and you click on the policy data sheet tab, and then you'll just be in Connections 2.0 at that point. Then we'll be migrating more and more pages over. We've increased our development staff. We've doubled our development staff. Mm-hmm. So I know if you were here last year, you're like, okay, we're going to be doing some UX upgrades. And we did do some UX upgrades, but we didn't do a lot of UX upgrades. We'll doubled our development staff. We're going to be doing a lot more. And a big part of the upgrades that we're doing, working with Mike, working with you guys, is I really want to give you the actions you can execute on when you need them. So I don't want you to have to remember, oh, I need to say every Monday, go to this screen and click this area and then see what's important. I want the system to tell you ahead of time, hey, this thing happened, so you might want to go in here. This client's at risk. This client is behind and they're never behind. I want that smartness where it knows what you need and it can help you while not taking away from the power users who've used the system for 5-6 years and you guys know where everything is. That's all still going to be there. I'm just going to try to promote a few more things so that you don't have to remember as much. And that's going to give you more time to do the things that humans are good at, which is delivering business value. So just a few points to look for in 2019. So we're really focusing on testing. I have, at this point, I don't know how many, Cody? He's back there somewhere. All right, so Cody's been our QA. He's kind of stepped up. He now more manages our development staff projects, works between people like Tim at Cimarron and works with our developers and make sure that we're on tempo. But now we have 2 support QA people, and those people are going to be running the tests that Cody designs. There's going to be hundreds of tests. There's going to be thousands of virtual load testers. Basically, what this all means is that we're going to be finding issues before you find them. So we're going to do a release, normally Wednesday nights. You come in on Thursdays. We've already ran 500-600 tests. We've already done a couple thousand virtual users trying to crash at it and break it down. And hopefully that means more uptime, less issues, and that's better for everybody. Member portal. So we're going to be upgrading the member portal, or policyholder portal with the same upgrades that we're kind of bringing to the agency portal. Agency portal is beautiful. It's just awesome. Obviously analytics. So you guys are going to be getting the ad hoc tools for Azenda for free. And that means that you can make whatever charts, dashboards you need for board meetings or whatever kind of things that executives are always like, oh, I really want like a pie chart. Well, you can do that in the system. That's great. But what we're going to be trying to do is then take some of those pie charts and those graphs and things and putting them on the right pages, so that, again, when you're an underwriter and you're going to say, oh, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to see the kind of graphs that you want at the right time. So that's the analytics component of it. And then is part of all of our new systems, we're building really nice tools. And in fact, I think most of what you're going to see in the policy data sheet is going to be the admin tools that we're going to be using and giving to you to build and customize your own things. So you're going to be able to add whatever fields and sort them however you want everything. If you've used the schedule system, you kind of already see some, but that's really limited. This is really going to be top-notch kind of GUI graphical user interface to customizing the system. And all that leads into the policy data sheet, which we're building primarily for a few people who've been really demanding it, which is in the captive space. But I really think that by the end of the year, like a year into us having it out there, I think most of you are going to be using it, because I just think it's amazing. I think it's cool. I think being able to pull the data from 5 or 6 different pages and have it in one place, I think everybody can use that. So I think it's gonna be good.
Yep. Cool. We got about 5 minutes left here. Let's try to stay on track. Some housekeeping items for everybody, what to expect over the next couple of days. Customer interviews. So we've set up tracks for the workshop this year. Let me grab my mouse here and drag this over. So everybody should have a copy of this in there when they came in. They got small. Can I zoom in on
It's in the back of the book.
Yep, should be in the back there.
Yeah. Ish.
So for tomorrow, for the tech day, we've got a beginner track. So if you're not as technically advanced, you can definitely stay in that beginner track. Intermediate track plus for the more advanced folks. And then I've got a slacker track. That's for people like me that just want to hang out and talk and show off some cool stuff from time to time. So you want to hang out with me, you're welcome to Slack. That's what I'm going to do. So just kind of a heads up on how we're doing tomorrow as far as and I'm sorry, where I was going with this, on the Slacker track, we're going to have time in here for those customer interviews. Okay,
with Mike.
With Mike. So Mike's in the back. He wants to talk. And what are you doing?
There's going to be 3 different areas tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we're not all going to be sitting right here.
He's doing this.
Yeah, each track is a different
We'll have a
area.
different station. Yep,
and then
exactly.
We're going to have a sign up so that people know which of the areas is the beginner or intermediate. I think we're going to kind of base that somewhat off of how many is in each, how much interest there is in each track.
Yep. So, also, we're looking to put together an advisory board. And Pat Spear, you want to wave, say hi to everybody? She was asking good questions when Stan was up there. Pat's going to be helping us put together an advisory board. We're going to look to do 2. We're going to, because we really have 2 major groups of customers, public entity, and then the work comp side of things. So if you're interested in participating in an advisory board, see Pat. She's going to be here today and tomorrow. She'll be happy to talk more of you talk to you more about that, what the expectations are, and what that looks like. Backed by popular demand is our blackjack tournament. So if you're new to our conference, you've gotten some poker chips here. If you ask good questions during the course of the next couple days, we're going to be giving you more of these poker chips. I'll get to you later.
What's an example of a good question?
You can't ask me about my dry cleaning. Okay. Okay, where was I going? So the poker chips. Okay, so we're doing this tomorrow afternoon, I think at like 4 o'clock. If you're not going to be here for it and you have chips and you want to toke those out to somebody else, feel free to spread them around or just give them back to us up at the desk up there where Megan is, because we take them and pass them out to folks as you ask them questions.
Don't give them back. Bargain.
And participate.
Get some more snacks from someone or something.
Yep. So the blackjack tournament, if you've not done a blackjack tournament before, it's all about chip management. You'll play 5 hands, right? And so there's 5 people at the table, 5 hands, whoever's got the biggest stack of chips with them at the end of those 5 hands goes on to the next round, okay? And we'll go through rounds until we come up with the 2 final winners, and we've got fabulous prizes. Keep that in mind. The networking events also, we've got the one tonight. The bus will be down at the front reception area at 5:30. We're going to be over at Town Square. So if you don't want to take the bus, if you've got a car, we're going to be at Town Square. There's a restaurant right on the front of Town Square, kind of towards the south side, called Lazy Dog, is where we're going to be between 5:30 and 8:30. The shuttle will be moving. Huh?
Is it north side?
Oh, the north side, yes. That way, yeah. It's on the north side of the mall. And the shuttle bus will be going back and forth. So if you don't catch the one at 5:30, it'll come right back and be going back and forth the whole time. Drinks and food and stuff. And then the networking event on Thursday night, we're going to the Stratosphere, to the top of the Stratosphere. There's a bar up there, and we're going to be doing the rides too. So if you want... You got some heads going, no. Yeah. So if you're interested in doing there's a roller coaster up there, there's the Big Shot. They got some really crazy things up there, and you're about 1,000 feet off the ground.
I think most of the CHSI employees will just do a shot at the bar for each one of you that go on the rides, because we're not.
Yeah. We'll celebrate your victory. Yep. So that's kind of, I think, the housekeeping items. Did I have anything else? Oh, let me check what I wrote down. Oh, if you weren't aware, there's power under the tables. I know I was trying to tell everybody, except for the last row. And that was my last item. Questions? Mike, they want to meet the hamsters. Oh, I don't know where he went. Yeah, Mike invented the hamsters. I don't know if that qualifies. Anybody else? Any questions about the networking events, about the product roadmap, about anything? Yeah, Caitlin.
You talked about the policyholder portal.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys including claim intake in that as well?
Yeah, the whole thing. Yep, all of the pieces, parts of it as well. Yeah, the whole experience. Yeah.
We'll be going into each one individually more detailed throughout.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's a perfect example. I think the claim intake in the member portal, when it gets upgraded, that means suddenly it's going to be fully usable on smartphones. And I think that's important for people in fast food restaurants, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
No, will that include, I mean, we have an agency portal, but I guess questions that we don't have questions might answer yes, that prompts another question.
Yeah, we support nested questions and things in some of the other tools that we have. So we'll be taking that into consideration as we're launching and enhancing the tools, the existing tools. Like the claim intake doesn't support that functionality. But for our customers that are using our renewal applications, it does things like that.
and the agency portal definitely right now with the Accord form, it does nested, like variable business logic kind of things.
Yep. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? All right, we're going to, oh, I'm sorry. Chris? Oh, yeah, ATT Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, it's the open ATT Wi-Fi. Yep. Provided here from the hotel. Cool. Anybody else? All right, well, we're going to take just a few minutes to kind of swap out.